I drove an hour.
What kind of respect do you have?
What kind of respect did you receive? For what type of respect did I get?
This video is going to be the epitome of what not to do when you get rejected on a first date. Now, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a rundown before we actually dive into the video because it's pretty messy and it's a little bit crazy. Now, this woman ended up, I assume, met this man online because she said it was the first time that they had actually met each other going on a first date. She ended up meeting this man that I assume, again, she met from online, went on a date with him, and she decided to end the date early just because they didn't really have common interests, and he started to use some racial slurs and didn't sit right with Missy. So she was like, you know what, I don't think this is really for me, but, you know, have a good night. He just couldn't take the rejection, and so he ended up having a fit, freaked out on her, demanded respect, and then when she decided to leave anyways, he followed her home. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's a crime. Actually, I don't know if it's a crime. I'm not a law or legal expert, but it sounds like it should be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this messy damn situation.
For a second, like,
do not get aggressive with me at all.
I'm not aggressive, but I'm asking you to be honest with me, and you weren't.
I'm so
what was my option?
bewildered, and I am.
I would have never heard from you. I've been down this road.
Okay, but you don't know me.
Yeah, hearing that he's apparently been down this road before has to be the least surprising thing ever. On what planet would you think that it's even remotely okay to follow someone home after getting rejected on a first date? That is some straight up unhinged behavior, and if you think that's okay, I can see why someone might be rejecting you. Like, what else has this guy been doing or saying on these dates?
I agree with Zeno's shot whenever he says that, y'all. If you're going on dates, date after date, and it's just not working out, you can't keep blaming the woman. Sometimes you might have to take a step back and look in the mirror and be like, what's the common denominator of all these dates going wrong? Me? Oh, shit. And with him saying, I've been down this road many times before. You mean you've met random women on the internet and proceeded to attack them in public because they reject you? Nice to know. You know, what it is for me in this situation is the fact that he got rejected and then was like, that's not good enough for me. I'm going to follow her home. Maybe if I follow her home and creep her the fuck out, maybe it'll win her over. What is the logic? I'm not a mathematician, but 2 and 2 does not equal 5. And with that being said, if you get rejected on a first date and then assault the woman verbally because you're upset that she rejected you, it equals do not follow her home. To this man, it's equaling get in your damn car and let's see where she lives, which is creepy.
I would have never heard from you. I've been down this road.
Okay, but you don't know me. You don't know me. Why would you follow me home? I feel so unsafe right now. The fact that you followed me home, like
I don't care.
when I
did not mean it that way. I said I am the furthest from racist person, but I'm not.
No, you're not. Because the furthest person from racist would never use that word.
Maybe he followed her home to prove the point that he's not a racist, but now it makes him look like a creep and a stalker. At first I was thinking this man's just upset because he got rejected, but the fact that he literally followed this poor woman home and then proceeds to approach her car as she's sitting in the driveway like, hey, I don't feel safe. He's like, well, I'm not a racist. Like, I don't know this man. I don't know if he's a racist or not, you guys. But I feel like it's worth being said that I feel like the guilty are the ones who always feel the need to defend themselves the hardest. I don't know about you guys, but if I had a creepy date who followed me home, I think I might phone the police in my driveway and not be communicating with them. But that's just me. I'm a bit of a little bitch.
All right, I'm calling my black friends right now. So you
no,
can
I don't.
It's getting bad. He's literally like, let me phone a friend of color just so you know that I'm not racist. I know people of ethnicity. He's probably like, I voted for Obama twice. I am not a racist. I voted twice.
This person from racist would never use that word.
All right, I'm calling my black friends right now. So you
no,
can,
I don't.
No, I'm being so fucking serious.
I don't
right now.
want.
No, because
no.
I am not. Yes, because I drove an hour.
What kind of respect do you have?
What kind of respect did you receive? For what type of respect did I get when you left me at the fucking bar, you bitch? Huh? What kind of fucking respect did I get when I spent $300 on you?
I'll say this now. I don't think all guys are bad. I think there's a lot of guys who are genuinely good souls who would never do some shit like this. But I think it's the guys like this who do shitty shit and then get exposed for it, like this girl filmed him for doing it. That's what gives them a bad name. Just like some girlies who do stupid shit gives most girlies a bad name, even though most of us don't do that. He literally followed her home because she didn't want to continue the date, just to prove his point that he's not racist, and phone his friends, and then proceeded to scream at her, demanding respect. You followed her home because she didn't like you. She's not obligated to like you. But you followed her home and now you're screaming at her in her driveway. She's sitting in her car and shaking. She wants you the hell away from her and her home. She stated she don't feel safe, and he proceeded to just keep yelling at her. That's a scary situation. And even though this holds no merit in this situation, he did bring up the fact that, and he's upset about the fact that he spent $300 on this date that's going wrong because of him, and he's mad about it. And I guess because he spent that amount of money, he felt entitled to this woman's time or her energy or whatever the case may have been. But she's not entitled to entertain you because you were dumb enough to spend that amount of money on a first date that you don't even know if you're going to get a second one. You don't know if you guys like each other. You haven't gotten to know each other, and you're going to spend $300 and then be mad when there's not a second date. She dodged a bullet.
I get when you left me at the fucking bar, you huh? What kind of fucking respect did I get when I spent $300 on you, you fucking cunt? Alright, go fuck yourself!
Oh my god.
I went on a first date before, and it didn't go well, and mutually decided not to go on a second date with each other. It didn't go like this. I mean, we both walked away respectfully. If that person would have followed me home and started screaming at me in my driveway and was preventing me from even going out of my car because I felt that unsafe around them, y'all, one, I wouldn't be making a TikTok. I'd be dialing for emergency services. But two, that is absolutely bizarre. And I hope she gets like Ring cameras or something, like, to help protect herself from this point, because this guy is genuinely crazy and now knows where she lives. I see certain videos, especially videos of this context, where it's somebody like that getting super aggressive for no damn reason. I'm always like, that person needs to be surveillanced and watched, and we need to bring attention to the fact that they could be damn dangerous. But thankfully, Missy Ma'am is okay and safe for right now, because she did make a TikTok update and talked about this scary-ass situation.
First and foremost, hi to all of my new friends, and even hi to all of my new enemies, if you can consider them that. This is not going to be the juicy video that many of you were anticipating. Also, I did wake up with this swollen eye. I am not really sure why or what, but it was significant this morning when she's going down now. Besides the point. I heavily debated on whether or not I even wanted to make a follow-up video. I heavily debated if I should just delete the original video, but I think it's come to a point to where I've had so many people show me love and concern and compassion that I kind of owe it to the warriors that have been fighting in the comments for me all day today and yesterday, or whenever it originally started to gain momentum. I will at some point deliver the night from start to finish.
I'm not saying anything bad by any means. Don't think I'm coming for girly. I'm not. But I just want to say that I'm sure she started documenting that experience, like when he started following her, so she can have that film like as evidence if anything were to happen or if it were to like escalate. But at the same time, she posted it on TikTok, so I'm sure she wanted to kind of talk about the situation. But she is saying that she kind of just wants to take some like mental time before she actually goes about making the video. And I think it's interesting as well. I think a lot of people do question if content is real nowadays, because we have so many people who just post rage bait and fake content and try to pass it off as real. And it really racks in the views because it has a lot of people wondering and questioning if it really is real. And it's something that a lot of people pay attention to. But the fact that she's getting any type of hate for the situation whenever she was literally followed home by a crazy man, who now knows her address and made her feel super unsafe and was calling her out, calling her names, raising his voice, like screaming at her, and she's just sitting in her vehicle wanting to go back inside of her home. I find that very sad that she's getting backlash for uploading the situation, because I feel like she was right to upload it, even though a lot of people are questioning if it's real or not. I think this is real, and I feel bad that she had to go through this. As I said, though, I am glad that she documented this, because if somebody else just so happens to know this guy, or if he does have a past history with following women home and then screaming at them, or just any type of violent history, period, and even in the future, people are going to be aware, even though his face wasn't on camera, I'm sure they'll recognize the voice and be aware that that creep is out there.
I'm not in that place yet. I need to give myself grace, and I need to give myself time to process what happened. I need to be cautious and unguarded on my delivery. And right now I'm so flooded with comments. Most of them are love, but some of them are hate, and I don't want to make this video about having to defend myself. I want it to just be what it is and what it was and what happened.
I think that's sad that she went through something very scary to her, documented the experience and uploaded it, because I'm sure other people relate to it and go through that situation, and I'm sure that's something that she wanted to talk about. I use the internet as my outlet. I like doing commentary videos because it kind of gets my opinion out of the way. But with that being said, I'm sure she just wanted to get her thoughts out of the way and make a video, talk about it, and use it as an outlet. And a lot of people really did want this second video where she did address the situation, like timeline, like what happened. And the fact that she feels like she can't really upload that video yet, because one, I understand she wants to take that mental time to like really collect herself, but two, because she's getting a mass amount of hate comments going off on her for the situation that clearly was not in her control. I am going to be making a part 2 to this video whenever she does give that little update as to what happened. I have not been back on TikTok, so I'm sure she might have made that upload, but I'm not sure. But I will check later, and if she did, I am going to be covering that. I find the situation interesting, and if there's anything to take away from it, don't go crazy if you get rejected on a first date. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to follow them home to prove your worth anything, I guess, and to prove that you're not racist, which that's such a crazy thing. But with that being said, let me know what you guys thought about this video and what your takeaways were from it, and I will catch you in the next upload.